Oh, there we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. I'm Dave. I got a shadow. Can we get rid of the shadow? I'm asking my technical crew. This is Snowbird Mesa, and if we're going to let that little bush be the indicator of how much wind we've got up here, just to kind of give you a look over, we are at kite height. Kite height. And you'd expect wind to be at kite height. So I've got an eye on the sun over that way, which is going down. If we start getting a sunset, I'll let you know. But the clouds over there kind of looking like kind of mean and ugly. So I'm hoping that we can make it through this live. Guys, I apologize. Who got? I think I was 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Who had 4 minutes in the pool? I was all ready to sit down and do it, and the computer decided to have a mind of its own. And yeah, I'm struggling with internet signal and a computer that just does it's an Alienware computer. So if that gives you any idea, that may be the problem. So they may want their laptop back. I'm not sure. So I've got my beverage. Do you have yours? Right there. Oh, let me turn that. That is my Hoover Dam cup right there. Got that a couple of years ago. Last trip to Hoover Dam, I believe that was with Miss Bonnie, and had a good trip over there, not too far away from Hoover Dam. And right at the bottom of that valley, the direction that you're looking used to be Lake Mead. Lake Mead now is about 8 miles that way. And yeah, it's low. It's come up a little bit, but it's still down hundreds of feet. So yeah, I don't know. Let's say hi real quick. And Cowboy Biker Adventures. Hi everyone from Thousand Trails Peace River in Wauchula, Florida. I like that place, Don. Hopefully you do too. That was okay. That was one of the places that I actually left from and went and did my parking hack at Disney World and parked the RV at Disney World. It's $5 more, guys, but the parking, it can't be beat. It can't be, it just can't be beat. Oh, I love that trip. I love that video too. And I can't wait to get back that way. So hopefully you're enjoying it there, Don. Say hi real quick and see who's there. X Fired Up, Cracker Box Palace. I got it in one try. One try, Bill. I got it. Is in the house. Glad to have you here. Scrolling on down. Oh, you guys, everybody's talking. Sassy Pants for you. That is Miss Jen in Chili Bend, Oregon. Yeah, it's still actually Lapine, Oregon, but you're very close. Very close. And yeah. Market share is in the house. I was just going to say, my next thought to that was that's the reason why I'm not in Oregon and why I take my time. I take my damn time getting back to Oregon. You get the, never mind. WCRV Adventures is in the house. Penny for your thoughts. That's Miss Lamona. Glad to have you here. Let's see. All right. Hag of the Hills. That's Miss Sarah, who is on the road now in a top secret location there by Oatman. I've been kind of keeping track of her travels there, and hopefully you're enjoying it. Glad to see you here. Sinking Squid is in the house. And having a wonderful happy hour with the donkeys. Yeah, there you go. Guys, if I left you with a cliffhanger last week, didn't I? I did. Let's see if I could hide that right there. Let me see if I can find a little video. No, that's not the one. That would not be. Let's see if we can find this here. Here we go. Lake Mead. Looks like the level is up just a little bit. This is Stewart's Point. BLM. Well, not BLM. It's technically on the Lake Mead recreation area, but they do have boondocking. You can see there's a few people around. There's a few. But we talked about and have talked about in the past, traveling every day in the coach is like an earthquake happening every day. And I am making some salad. I've got, oh, that's my Chinese chicken salad. But I want to see what happened in the latest earthquake. Now, this coach is a 2004, and I have added the cooktops on here, but my sink fell in right there. Can't make this up, guys. Traveling is not easy on an RV. It's something that a house doesn't have to deal with on a regular basis. And yeah, I have a dilemma. I believe that I have a way to, I have figured out a way to get this remounted up. I have the stuff coming. Being where I'm at, I have no choice but to order Amazon and have it shipped locally to Overton. That's where I'll be picking this stuff up. But I'm gonna have to remount the sink. And I figured since all of my plumbing is right here, I can go ahead, let me turn on some light here. I can go ahead and replace this faucet, which has been getting old. This drinking water side over here, filtered drinking water on this side, might as well just go ahead and replace those as well. So those are coming from Amazon. And yeah, it's an earthquake every day traveling down the road. And I was not expecting that little delight when I got here and got set up. I won't say that it was terribly rough in here. It was just normal roads coming in. It was not that rough. So it's not like I hit a bunch of potholes or a bunch of bad dirt road even. Just 20 years of that sink holding on. It finally gave way, so it's time to get that reset. I think I have a plan for that, but we have to wait a couple days for the stuff to show up, and I'll probably go ahead and film that for you as I get that back up and set, because I'm probably not the only one that has had earthquake damage in the coach. So all right, I got a Chinese chicken salad to get to. It's time for dinner.
Somebody lead us to somewhere. We're stuck here and we're never gonna leave. Stuck in the middle of nowhere.
All right, guys, we're going to show the rest of that video here in a little bit. And that video is basically done. I can go ahead and post that. So I'll probably go ahead and post that tomorrow morning. But so you kids that are here get first crack at it. I see Gary jumped in the house. Mr. Gary and Miss Carol right there. Glad to see you guys here. Yeah, guys, I want to tell you, it seems like, and I don't know if my coach is just old or if I've gotten used to it, though. Nothing really surprises me. and a sink falling in. Let me just pour some more of my beverage here. The sink falling in, it, it's Corian, it's heavy, it's an undermounted sink, and I guess you can expect it to happen. So I noticed that WCRV Adventures posted a little earlier, and they said that they replaced it. They got a new sink, and I was kind of curious. You have to fill us in. Um, Gosh darn it! I wish that we could hear from you and find out. It couldn't have fallen in that quickly. Please tell me no. But I don't even know if you guys have Corian or not. I'm not sure. The types of countertops that they put into some of these older coaches, a lot of them came with Corian. I really love it. I know there's people out there that don't like it. To me, there's nothing I can't do with Corian. It just made the difference between installing the stovetops and even remounting the sink. But that was not without problems. And the first one would be is to undermount a sink on a Corian sink to a Corian countertop. You're supposed to use Corian epoxy to mount that. Guys, I looked into getting a gun. It was about $150. And then the Corian epoxy, which was 5 gallons of epoxy that I did not need, was another $50. And I just thought, there has to be another way. So I scoured the interwebs. I went to Google University for the answer. And I came up with one idea that there wasn't a lot of talk about it, but there was a little bit of talk about it, and I used a different product to mount that sink. I am hoping, knock on wood, everything is great. I am hoping that doesn't let me down. So if it does in the future, I'll let you know. But I did go with another route, and we'll see if that holds. I've done repairs on properties for 30 years, and I've mounted tons of sinks. And quite honestly, the biggest one they said is to use silicone. I am not a big fan of silicone. I just am not. And there is another product that probably is even better. I've got a tube of it right here. That is not what I used, but I keep a tube of it because I use it to caulk the belt line and around the windows. Big Stretch. And I can tell you, 30 years of dealing with caulking and things like that, I've never had Big Stretch fail on me. I'll let you know if it ever does, but I have had really good luck with the Big Stretch. Costs a little bit more, but so far, I'm not sure I could go away from that or recommend a better product for caulking, at least the exterior. I wouldn't do interior on it per se, but exterior caulking, I like that. So WCRV, the old sinks were stainless. Okay, the Corian sink, is that what you got? Because I can tell you that stainless steel sink was featherweight compared to that Corian. And is it undermounted? Because this, I tell you, but Corian is I love Corian product. I really do, guys, and it is so workable, and so it is just right for the DIY crowd. And I even saw some complaints online about it burning countertops with a hot pan. And I can tell you in the video that I'm going to show in a little bit here, I have some trivets that I made from the Corian. that I set hot pans on. And those trivets, I have set 500-degree cast iron pizza pans basically on those things without a mark, without a problem at all. And what's even better is if you do happen to mar up the surface on your Corian, and you're going to see in the video here, it can be sanded out and refinished to like new condition. And I can tell you that, yes, I will go ahead and give away the spoiler. The sink is a success and looks brand new. Added a couple of faucets onto that because my faucets were 20 years old, and I found a deal on Amazon that I could not pass up. So I didn't really showcase the faucets that much in the video, but for the deal that I got, I've always wanted a faucet like this, and I found it on Amazon for 35 bucks. And I thought, well, what can you get for 35 bucks? But then I read the reviews on this thing, and people love this faucet. And I thought, you know what? I've always wanted a faucet like that. If the thing lasts for a week, or let's say longer than a week. If it lasts for 6 months, I've probably got my $35 out of it. Something tells me though, people have been really happy with this thing, and so overall, I am really happy with the sink job here. New sink, undermounted stainless steel. That was my next guess. That was really when this first happened. I was thinking about that because that stainless steel, even in an undermount, is the way to go. You guys did good. You guys did good. So, oh, we're getting a little bit of wind here. It changed direction. The coach is blocking my wind, but it just changed direction. So hopefully, here, and we'll just set that over there so that doesn't become a problem. There we go. There we go. So good on you guys. That is exactly what I thought at the initial. And if I have problems with this countertop again and with this undermount sink, that is what I'm going to. Right there is an undermount stainless steel sink. So good job. The big pans go right in the dishwasher. Yeah, you know what, Gary, we don't all have dishwashers, darn it. So, you know, I'm wow, it's getting windy. I am hoping that I don't get blown off the mesa here. That's a long ways down. How's our bush doing here? Let's see here. Yeah, it's holding in. It's holding in. I'm looking at the neighbor's flag over there, and it's holding its own, but it's got a pretty good wind. So we're gonna see if we can pull this off. So, oh my gosh. You know what? Let's go to the video and let's see if we can't just find out how this story ends here. So hang on, guys. there. This will go on here. That's pretty far. That's what I could see filling up the thing. Now, let me stop this for just a second. I can't give enough emphasis on the amount of sanding that I had to do on this whole project. I would say out of 10 hours worth of working on this sink, yeah, I've probably got 8 hours worth of sanding. So where you see me sanding for a couple seconds, yeah, I want to promise you that there was 8 hours of that sanding, both by hand and with power tools. I managed to get it done, but it was no small feat. So I can tell you, my arms and tools were worn out by the time that we got said and done with that thing. So those corners are always going to be the worst part. Yeah, absolutely. Getting into those corners and doing it, I can do with the power, I can do the flat surfaces, but you get into those corners, those were all had to be hand sanded. So hey Dave, there's battery operated. I know, Bill. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Do I have one? No. So there you go. There you go back here. There we go. Sorry, I'm working on one of those corners right now. All right, guys. Well, it is now about 36 hours later. The fusette that I use to secure the sink is not the typical sealant to attach a sink like this. I decided to try this just because it was cheaper. I was going to need a couple $100 worth of adhesive and guns for this one job, and it didn't make sense. I have to clean all of this residue from the sealer off, and I've been doing a little bit by sanding. I managed to sand down this side. Now, Corian is one of those products that is sandable, and you can actually work with it just like working with wood. And worked out this corner and got this cleaned up. I am dying to get this part all cleaned up so I can start refreshing the sink. You can see the bottom of the sink down here. I can sand that. This is 80 grit sandpaper, and Corian is one of those products that you can resurface if you have knife marks in the top of the counter. Don't worry. I can go over this, and you can see there's a nice mark right there. I can go over this now with 200 grit and then finally 340 grit before I go ahead and call this done. This will be polished back out, and I'll have a like new sink and countertop around the sink. So I have been waiting to remove the clamps here. Now let's hope that I can get the clamps out. That would be hilarious. There we go. Strap on this side. I only had one bar clamp, so that was the reason why I decided to go with a ratchet strap over on this side. But let's go ahead and release the pressure on this. Got a 2x4 underneath the sink that you can see right here. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using another product other than the Corian adhesive, but I can tell you that adhesive technology has come a long way in the last 20 years since this sink was installed. I read a little bit about the Fuse It and people using Fuse It, which is a liquid nails product. I am hoping that I do not regret using it. Now, the only thing that I will say is the Fuse It is gray. And normally this epoxy that you'd use on the sink like this is going to be the same color as the bisque sink that is attached to. And that way you don't have a gray line all the way around the edge here. I don't think it is going to be that big of a deal to have that gray line, so I am okay with that. I've got to get to finishing this sink. We're gonna sand the bottom here and kind of renew this sink up, and along the edge here get this cleaned up, and get the rest of the sink cleaned up. New baskets. I went ahead and got new baskets, and we're gonna go ahead and install those as well. Hang on, guys. I get to get my sink back today. This is a really good thing. That was a job. I probably have about 10 hours into that thing, and I still have a little bit of wet sanding with 400 grit. Just to kind of polish it up, but I think she looks fantastic. I've got to do a little caulking around the backsplash, clean up the faucets a little bit, but overall I am happy, and happy to have my sink back again. So we'll see you next time. Take care, guys. It felt good to run the water again in my sink. All right, live life full time. We'll see you guys next time. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it looks better than new. Thank you, WCRV Adventures. I'll tell you what, I really do like the Corian for that. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like that gray stripe. You know, Corian actually makes matching epoxy, so it matches the whatever you're working with. In this case, you could see in the video that was bisque was the color on that. And if I would have gotten, and I would have spent the $200 on the gun, I just could not see it, guys. I just could not see it. after I got it on there and started getting it done, I kind of liked the gray line there. It was just fine. So yeah, there we go. Gray caulk line. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Hey, all of this gray right here was earned by 2 daughters. All right. I earned every one of those right there. So, yeah. But I can tell you, I have I've washed 2 loads of dishes in the sink now. They were starting to pile up. I was using the bathroom sink to wash my dishes, and when I started getting the sink done, I stopped doing or washing them in the bathroom sink, and they were starting to pile up around the bathroom sink. At that point, I lost both my bathroom sink, and I still didn't really have a kitchen sink. And yeah, so by the time that I finally got to do my dishes, yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, yeah, Gary, the gray matches your hair, Dave. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you. It looks identical to our single. There you go. There you go, Gary. If you need a video or you need some advice on how to reset that bad boy when it does come down. So no, I have seen and have heard it before. It doesn't normally happen, guys. It's just, if this was in a house, it probably would be good for a lifetime. I really can't see it going anywhere. But being in an RV, living with an earthquake every day, driving down the road, these things go through terrible pressure. And I can say now, after lifting that sink up, it's a lot heavier than a stainless steel sink. And if I have to, I will probably replace it with a stainless steel and knock on wood, I won't ever need to. If for some reason that fuse it fails me, I'll probably go with a stainless steel the next time and go that route. And they're just a lot lighter, and I honestly I like the stainless steel just as well as the Corian. Although I don't know if you can refresh stainless steel like you can that Corian. I really like that. Well, we're watching that. I'm getting some wind, guys. I'm getting some wind. You can see our telltale wind. It's very high tech. That wind sensor behind me, and yeah, it's starting to blow up here. We are at kite height. I don't know if we can show that. Probably not any big deal if you're down in town, but I can tell you up here we've got a little bit of wind going on. So hopefully we'll be all right. Yeah, you guys tell me, what would you have done? I mean, if you could do all the work and get that done, I hesitate to even guess at what a shop would have charged me to do that job. I'm not sure, but it's right now the way I look at it is I don't have a job. My job is basically making that coach go down the road in one piece. If there's something that I don't lose your hat over the edge. Yeah, I'm go fly a kite and of course video and share. Yeah, there you go. I am feeling it. It is, the wind has changed direction now. It's kind of coming directly at me. I'm almost thinking that I need to move us over here on the other side of the coach, and maybe I'm going to do that. Boy, that wind is coming right at us. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna try not to lose my hat over the edge. That would be, that would be tragic. I might even go after it. I don't know. It's a ways. It's a ways down. I don't know if I go after it or not. Guys, I have we'll finish up that video, but basically that was it. I'm just to kind of finish that thought up. I if everything holds the way it is, I'm quite happy with that gray line on that sink, and yes, it matches my hair. Thanks, I appreciate that. But I can tell you that I'm very happy with the results. I do like that. So, guys, I have a question. We're going to change the subject here and go on to another thing now. And being up here at the top of Snowbird Mesa, there's probably about 20 or more rigs up here. Everybody is a far distance apart. Everything is good. Coming in here though, and there's another one right down the way. There is somebody that has basically moved in, and when I say it's bad, I mean they have one bumper pole travel trailer and about 3 tents, and they have enough stuff stacked around the outside of that rig that it looks like a fairly decent flea market, if that gives you any clue. I can't even imagine what it would take to get all that stuff out of here. And holy cow, now I am for the last 3 or 4 days being here, I have kind of weighed the thought. What do you do when you see somebody that has obviously moved into an area and has put down roots? I mean, to the point where it would take days for them to get out of here. And do you say anything? Do you not say anything? And I was kind of curious what what people think out there. Yeah, it sounds like homeless. I would have to say too. I would have to say too. And on the one hand, I feel bad for their plight. On the other hand, though, it's public lands, and there's 20 other people up here on the butte trying to enjoy it, who are using it within the confines of the rules. And my fear is that when people do this, they tend to, and I have to be very careful about this. They tend to be very trashy folks. There is no shortage of trash and clutter that is around that rig, that when it does get windy like this, and even while we've been having the live, I have seen a bag flying across from that camp and heading down over the edge. And where this creates a problem is that the BLM comes in and they look at an area getting trashed and they close it down. And if we don't police ourselves, they're going to police it for us. And the way that BLM has been working lately, they don't patrol the area. They aren't watching the area. So there are at least now 2 rigs over that way and over that way that are kind of doing the same thing. And do you say anything? Do you not say anything? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it is homeless, and it's sad. Do no good to say anything to them. Yeah, you're probably right there. So yeah, they really, and it's not meant to be their home, but they've ended up here, and this is what they're creating. And there's part of me that it feels bad to turn them into to BLM, but at the same time, if we don't do something, they close down areas like this. I've come across at least half dozen places that have been closed down, including one right there by Sedona that I used to love going to, right outside the Thousand Trails Park. They closed that down. They finally trashed it enough that the BLM stepped in and said you can't go in there. And I can think of others too. Wow. Guys, I think we're going to have to move here. We have a wind that has changed direction, and I am getting hit pretty hard now. Let's see. Ooh. I was not expecting to do that. Let's see if we can make it through the rest of this one. Whew. Okay, that's a little better, a little different view. We're missing our telltale wind sight there, or our wind meter. Yeah, what is, when I go into a BLM area and I see trash, I go around and I pick up a bag of trash and kind of take care of it. Excuse me. And I figure if everybody does that, there'll be no reason for BLM to come in and take an action like that. Yeah. Oh boy. Just about lost my chair. You almost saw a chair flying over the edge. And that's how fast it can happen up here. Oh, yeah. No zoning codes on BLM. Yeah. So, yeah, push a few buttons. Yeah. But is that ignoring it though? I mean, is that only is only making the problem worse? I mean, if is it better for the BLM to see that we're policing ourselves and taking care of the lands, or are we just picking up and leaving with the hope that somebody stops them or somebody does something? Maybe you're. Yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't, perhaps. So, yeah, it's not fair to everybody else if they get the area closed down. Yeah. So, Bead Trapper, glad to have you here. Yeah, a handful ruin it for everybody, and then and that's what I kind of look at. It's it, on the one hand, I can understand their plight. On the other hand, it's like, we get these places closed down, and you don't get to go there anymore. You don't get to enjoy your public lands because they've been closed down, and we're seeing it more and more. BLM is more likely to close it down than anything else. So cheaper and safer to close it down than enforcing cleaning up. Yeah, yeah. Maybe better not to engage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. I don't know, guys. Yeah, that's I've been watching it. And I don't know what you do with that. I don't know what you do with that. You know, like I said, it's not there. It doesn't go without some empathy and sympathy for their plight and their situation. I hate to see I hate to see the trash and kind of what they're doing, and I know that that affects everybody. Not uh, it just affects everybody. So it's not just them. So sassy pants for you. Yeah, I think Jen is behind on the video. She might have gotten distracted and she's behind on the video. Jen, catch up. Would you catch up? There you go. Yeah. Other than that, how is everybody doing out there? And that is all I've been working on this week. I have not done a whole lot of exploring. It's my main focus has been trying to get that done and get on to Area 51. So that is the next stop from here. I actually thought that I would be up there already, and then we had the sync problem come up, and it's like, no, I better stay here and see if we can. Yeah, most of those hobo camps are occupied with very mentally unstable. That is the thought. You go over there and try to say something, and yeah, I don't know, and it's not fair to the BLM that you expect them to do it, but they have the same problem that if the people that they approach could be mentally unstable. So not to say all of them are, it just unfortunately kind of goes with it sometimes. So oh, good news, Gary. Officially leased our house and pulled the RV out of storage in 10 days. That is fantastic. Yeah, it is the BLM job. Absolutely. I totally get it. Yeah, guys, keep up Area 51. Yeah, the camo dudes. Yeah. No, we will. That's where we're heading next. So I'm going to be out of communication until I can either upload videos or we have the live. We typically drive in and set up, and then whenever we need to check email or things like that, we don't have Dawn here. So we don't have Elon Musk's internet. So we have to drive back to town and get the lowdown and emails and all that good stuff. So looking forward to getting out there, though. Really am. So yeah, somebody asked Gary, where to first? I think they're headed down to Florida. I'm not sure. Well, wait a minute. We're starting to go into summer. Is that? I don't know. You'd probably want to take your time getting down there, Gary. I don't know. Maybe Florida for next winter would be my guess. I believe that's the plan. Oh, there it is. Ontario provincial parks for 6 months and Florida in the fall. Perfect. Alien, yes, they do have Wi-Fi. They do have Wi-Fi at the Little Alien, and I will definitely be there at some point. It is one of my favorite stops there in Rachel, Nevada. So now where I normally, I'm losing parts here. Even the wind coming underneath the coach. Um, I do plan on stopping there at some point, and maybe even for a live, because they have good internet for that. It does get shut down though. Whenever they're doing exercises in the area, the government does control the Wi-Fi into the area, and they shut it down. And when they shut it down, people generally know there's something going on, and that's when you want to pay attention. So it gets kind of exciting around there, generally, and looking forward to getting back to that. Now, Little Alien, from where I boondock, is about 25 miles up the road. And if to Rachel, back the other direction about 15 miles is Alamo, and that is generally the closest place to go to get internet signal. And that, oh, we're looking forward. Yeah, hi, Miss Lori, glad to have you here. Looking forward to seeing you there if all goes well. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. So looking forward to getting over there. I think I'm gonna stop there and plug into your coach and get some power and recharge the batteries, water. So make sure that Tom fills up the coach with water. And yeah, I'm also, I'll dump the tanks too, but I don't think Tom, I don't have a way to get it over to your coach from there. So I'll just take on water. It's not true, guys. Not true. Awesome. Yeah, they are at a park right now, and looking forward to seeing them and Miss Bear. Hopefully Miss Bear is doing okay, and look forward to getting over and seeing you guys tomorrow. So what was the general consensus? Do I leave here tomorrow and not say anything to the BLM? I'm kind of curious what you think here, and because I haven't decided. I easily can just roll out of here and not say a word, and and most likely that's probably what I'll do. It makes me sad to see this situation kind of coming down, and maybe it would be worth a call to the BLM to say, hey, when's the last time you had somebody up and patrolling Snowbird Mesa? So Dave, can you report it online or over the phone? Well, I don't need to necessarily report them. Maybe I can just call them up and say, have you done a trip through Snowbird Mesa lately? It might be worth taking a drive through and seeing. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I would say something before it gets worse. Report it anonymously. Yeah, I can do all that. Yeah. So it's an unfortunate situation. I hate being in that position, but I'm kind of curious what everybody else does. So yeah, before it gets worse. Yeah, it already is worse. It's sad to say, it already is worse. So yeah, need to know so the site doesn't get closed down. Yeah, absolutely. And it's beautiful here. I just love it. Although Lori doesn't like the wind. That's okay, Lori. It is a little windy up here. It hasn't been bad though, until of course when I do the live. So we may have a sunset going on here. I'm gonna kind of I don't know. I told you at the beginning of the show, I keep an eye on that, and we'll see. There's some pretty heavy clouds over that way. I don't know if the sun's going to get underneath them and light them up or not. But if it starts getting pretty, I'll turn it around. Keeping it general sounds good. Yeah, I think maybe just a call to them to say, have you sent somebody over lately within, I don't know, the last 3 months? It might be a good idea to send somebody over. We have had, well, now Yeah, I'm glad that I moved. That's I'm expecting. Oh, holy crap. Oh my gosh. This is not going well. Ay, ay, ay. I think I better get off here and make sure that I don't have anything of my own. Something just came underneath the coach from somewhere. Don't know exactly where that came from. Yeah, my hat. What do we got? There we go. Something white went over the edge. I saw it too. Oh, yeah, that's kind of the hazards of being up here on the mesa. I'll take a look and see if it's something I can get. It's always windy. It is not always windy here, just whenever you have a live. I'm telling you. Sometimes a written complaint holds more weight. Thanks, Bead Trapper. I hear. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I need a chin strap on my hat. Absolutely. Yeah. This is not getting any better. There we go. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up, and I'm gonna give Bill the last word of the night from a windy snowbird mesa for one more night. One more night, and then it's time to roll on. So good night, all. Safe travels. Take care. Live life full time. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully with Area 51. If I don't blow away, that's what. If I don't, yeah. It's getting a little western around here.